Good morning, everybody. It is Driven Fitness Erica here. Welcome to my weekly coaching live session. I am your friendly and fabulous online personal trainer and menopause coach. Welcome. I'm here almost every week on Facebook around 7:30 a.m. on Thursdays, and you can catch it later often on my YouTube channel as a replay or on my Instagram. Follow Driven Fitness Erica on Instagram. So today, the big question. Are hormones making you fat? The short answer, no, probably not. The very short answer is no, probably not. But I'm going to go into a little bit longer answer. I have not yet worked with a woman in my hormone program. I hope you have your hot drink. Repping DST coffee here with my hot coffee. I have not yet worked with a woman in my hormone program who, after I looked at what she's doing in her life, hormones is the reason that hormones are quote unquote making her fat. Hormones aren't typically to blame for the weight that was packed on that she doesn't want to see. However, you have to remember that the body is one very complicated system. It all works together. So although hormones by themselves, menopause by itself might not be making you fat or causing you to gain weight, it might be contributing, number one, to you not being able to lose weight. And number two, the hormone changes during perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause highlight the years of bad habits, perhaps bad information you've gotten that has caused you to do things for years. And those compound and just really show up during this time because the hormone changes that you do have during these years do make it more difficult to lose weight. So I would say no, hormones are not making you fat. However, hormones could be making it more difficult for you to lose the weight that you want to lose. And also they are highlighting all the stuff that maybe we shouldn't have been doing for years and years and years, perhaps because you were given bad information, because perhaps information has changed over the years about what we should be doing. For example, one big one is that, for years and years and years, we were taught cardio, cardio, cardio. Get on that treadmill, hour and a half cardio every day. Over the years, that has changed, especially for women over 40, particularly for women over 40. And we say, no, that low grade long-term cardio is not really very effective for weight loss, especially if you're over your 40, and it's not good for changing body composition. What you really want to be doing is more strength training. So that is an example of how the information education with research over the years has changed in terms of the recommendations that women get for what they should be doing. Good morning. We got a couple people joining us. I'm talking about hormones. Are hormones making you fat? I'll just recap real quick. The short answer is no. The long answer, if you didn't get it, is what I'm going through now. And what I had said was, no, hormones themselves are probably not, quote unquote, making you gain weight. However, the changes in hormones can make it more difficult to lose weight, and they will highlight all the things that we have been doing that are bad habits over the years. So that's what we need to change. So really quickly, I want to just quickly go through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. Okay. Menopause is technically 1 day. 1 day. It is the day when you reach the 12-month anniversary of your last cycle. So you have a cycle, you don't have another cycle for 12 months. That's your menopause day. You're going through menopause at that point for the next year, 2 years. Many times they call that menopause. After those 2 years, it's postmenopause. Everything before that is perimenopause. So if you have a cycle and then you don't have a cycle for 3 months and then you have another cycle, that's perimenopause. Perimenopause can start as early as your mid-30s. A lot of doctors won't tell you about that, but it can. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. It's happened to me, okay? My doctors didn't believe me, but all my symptoms point to the fact that I've had perimenopausal symptoms for a very long time. So quick definitions of the journey, all right? So, hormones, are they making you fat? No. That is the reason, because our body works as a complete system. Good morning, another person joining us. Because our body works as a complete system, that's why in my hormone program, which is 5 weeks long, we focus on 4 cornerstones. Hormone education, which is 1, and how your body changes, particularly the ones that can get in the way of you losing the weight when you're getting into that postmenopause phase, even perimenopause, or cortisol, which is your stress hormone, ghrelin, which is a hunger hormone, insulin. And they work with your estrogen levels to make it very difficult to lose weight or for your body to want to hang on to weight. So we learn actually about 12 different hormones, the secrets to those 12, why they're making it so hard for you to lose weight, and how to use them properly and maximize their presence in your body in the right way so that you can start to lose weight, gain muscle, reach your goals. So number 1 is that hormone education. But because I don't think it's just the hormones that are causing the issues, we also spend a week on fitness strategies, because your fitness, like I said, should change as you age. We focus on nutrition strategies, because that's a big one for where the bad habits over the years and years and years are amplified when you start to go through this part of the menopause journey. For example, many women have been under eating for years, cutting calories. And that's another reason why women, once they get into their 40s, oftentimes get really frustrated, because what they typically do, and what I've seen many women do when they finally come to me and they're super overwhelmed and frustrated, if they've just been adding on more exercise, cutting calories even more, and they're still gaining weight. And that's where the hormone component comes in, along with let's make sure you are actually eating enough and you're eating the right things, particularly protein. So nutrition is important. And then the last one is lifestyle. When I talk about lifestyle, that's where a lot of the habits come in as well. Are you sleeping? That is a huge one that affects cortisol. Cortisol is the main hormone, one of the main hormones that affect your weight as you go into your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. So we need to talk about all of those. It's not just the changes in your estrogen and progesterone, which is what typically when women say, oh, it's a hormone program, like my estrogen's down or up or whatever. That part of it, I can't necessarily help you with. You need to go see a doctor if you want to change and adjust your estrogen levels. However, what you can fix with lifestyle is the other 11 hormones that we talk about that work in conjunction with estrogen to block you from losing weight, number 1. And then also foods you can eat, habits you can create, the type of exercise to do to help balance that estrogen in whatever natural way is possible. All right. So in short, hormones themselves are not the problem. Hormones plus diet, plus fitness, plus lifestyle is the problem. And that's why you need someone to take you through all of those through various stages, depending on where you are in menopause, to teach you how you need to change your habits as you age. The last thing I want to talk about is that you got to remember that menopause is a complicated time of life, and it's a very individual time of life. It affects every woman differently. The journey and the length of time is different, and what works for them is different. So you can't just throw one thing that maybe worked for your friend or your aunt or your cousin at your issues and be expecting them to work. It might not work for you because your body is your own body and you're unique. Second, and a big part of what I want women to start to think about is changing their mindset. In reality, you can't change everything. We can work the best we can to maximize your hormones, eat properly, exercise the way you should, and menopause is still a biological function. There will be some changes, maybe like a little bit of weight shifting, weight gain. It tends to move around. That's in relation to your estrogen, that you can't change so much. So I always encourage women to really work on their mindsets. You know, why are you like Velcroed on to this idea that you need to look like what you look like maybe in your 20s, when you got married, before you had your first child, when you were an athlete, right? All these mental pictures we have in our head. You know, hopefully most of us are not going out dancing on bars till 3 a.m. in the morning anymore. right? Like we did in our 20s. Well, that is a life that was wonderful, and we used our body to its maximum in those years. But now when you're 40, 50, 60 and beyond, it's time to accept that perhaps we look a little different. We definitely feel different. Most likely we're more comfortable in ourselves and in our identities. So that new body should reflect that. When you're in your 40s and 50s, your body has seen years of life. Maybe you've birthed children. You've gone through marriages. You're in a marriage. You're out of a marriage. You've traveled the world. You've been through jobs. You've been through stressful times. You've been through amazing times. And your body shows that, and you should be proud of it. Wear the time proudly. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have goals to be your best version of yourself, or look and feel your best, or work on your body composition, or if you're in an unhealthy body fat, getting down to a healthy body fat. That's all good. But I want you to be realistic about the goals that you choose, how hard you want to work to get to those goals, and then really what it's going to mean once you get to those goals. So say you do get down to your wedding dress size. Is that going to make you happier? Are you going to be a more fulfilled, complete person? Because that's the stuff that happens on the inside of you. Generally, if you're feeling empty and not fulfilled on the inside, then it doesn't matter what your outsides look like. All right, I hope that was helpful today. Bottom line is, hormones themselves are not making you fat, but they make up a very important piece of the puzzle. If you are interested in learning more or working with me, I have space in my 5-week program right now. I only take 10 ladies at a time because you get a one-on-one check-in call every single week, which is the key to success for that program. I have 8 slots left. So if you're interested, definitely send me a private message. It's $399 for the 5 weeks. That gives you weekly education on one of the cornerstones we talked about. And then plus your one-on-one call where we map out a strategy every single week for how to work on those cornerstones. So feel free to PM me, set up a virtual consult, or if you're interested in taking one of those slots, that's awesome. And send questions. If you have any questions, comments, put them in the comments field. Later this afternoon, I'll go back and take a look and see if anyone had anything to say, and I will definitely respond. And that's it. Go out, have a great day, and I will see you here next week.